Hello and welcome to my video blog for Sunday, January the 22nd. You know, this week the Republicans dished out a little bit of that old Abbott and Costello's Who's on First routine. Who's on first? Well, it is not John Huntsman. No, John Huntsman is out of the race after his inability to capture any voters' attention. Then we found out this week that it was Rick Santorum who won Iowa, not Mitt Romney. What? Yeah, everybody was shocked by that one. Then, out of nowhere, Rick Perry cashed in his chips, folded up his hand, and took his two-step back to Texas. Yeah, so who's still in the race? Well, let's see. We have Ron Paul. Yeah, Ron Paul. He's a little bit of Andy Griffin show, you know? And it's the whistling and the finger snapping to that jingly tune that keeps people following him. Andy Griffin show. Then we have Mitt Romney. Now, Mitt Romney is sort of like, let's make a deal. What's behind curtain number 3? Not his tax return. Then we have Rick Santorum. Now, Rick Santorum is the actor on that show yet to be named, with a cast that's yet to be put together, all a part of something that's bound to be canceled in due time. It's never going to come together. It's like a pilot that has no money and has no script, but it's got an actor. That's Rick Santorum. Then we have Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich, he's the Grinch who wants to steal the Republican nomination away from Mitt Romney. Yes, that's Newt Gingrich. And he's back. Yeah, boy, he's back. And he's old school, that Newt Gingrich. He knows how to debate. He knows the issues. And he knows how to energize a crowd and speak their language. Now, during the Fox Republican debate, Newt was accused of delivering some cryptic speech messaging, you know, when he was talking. And people kind of thought that maybe he was saying some things that were sort of subliminal. When? Well, when he accused the president of being a food stamp president. Then he made comments about blacks and the handouts and how little poor black children can work as janitors to help support their families. Now, what's he talking about? I don't really know, because I thought child labor laws were outlawed. You know, that a child couldn't work to support his family because that's just not right. It's not legal. Or maybe it's just not legal for the white families. Cryptic messaging? I think not. I think that everybody who watched that debate and listened to Newt speak, they heard very clearly. He's not a fan of the black community and he doesn't like the president. Yeah, he was clear. That message was very clear. Now, what wasn't so clear was the fact of what's going on with Newt and his ex-wife, Marianne, and the fact that there was some squabble or discussion about the fact that he wanted to have an open marriage with her. And that was the reason why they got a divorce. Now, the whole situation is very, very messy. And Marianne had the chance to give her side of the story. Yes, to ABC News. Now, during that time, she gave the whole spiel on Wednesday night and said everything that went down. And then according to Newt, he says that what she's saying is not true. That friends very close to the couple during that time know that the story is not true. And maybe they know the story is not true because Newt never asked them. That's how they know? I don't know. Nobody really knows. The only people who know the truth between what went down between Newt and Marianne is Newt and Marianne. So since Marianne had the chance to give her side of the story, I think it was very considerate of John King of CNN to allow Newt the opportunity to give his side of the story. But no, Newt got his bloomers all in a bunch and he got all upset about the fact that he was asked this question. The audacity. Now, all I gotta say is, Newt, if you don't want people asking messy questions, then don't lead a messy life. Yeah, keep it clean. Maybe you should lighten up. Take some advice from Herman Cain. You know, he was the one who was always saying that America needs to lighten up. And that's why the Democrats, they are way cooler than the Republicans because they like to have fun. Yeah, they do. The Republicans, the Democrats this week, winning. Now, if you were following them, you saw that the vice president dodged a brush fire and got out of there in time. Yeah, kudos to the vice president. And the president, well, he was at the happiest place on earth. He was at Disney World. Who wouldn't want to be at Disney World? Then we had Jesse Jackson. Yeah, he was on the Wendy Williams show, and they shared a Twinkie. Ah, yeah. It was a tasty experience. Then you have the president who wrapped up everything singing at the Apollo Theater. Oh yes, he sang Al Green's classic, Let's Stay Together. And he sounded good. So all I gotta say is, if the president keeps on singing and he sounds good and he keeps knocking out those terrorists, and if those unemployment numbers continue to drop down, I'm sure voters across the country will say, that's right, Mr. President. Let's stay together. I'll see you next time.